What's the link to your ink? Better think before you tattoo. Once it hits your skin, ain't no way you coming back through unless you laser them off or cover them up from the people who can see other than a place to be where they are accepted. You can get rejected at a place of business where the boss don't respect it. You can lose a job opportunity easy depending on where the tattoos are, so please be careful what you ink. It can hurt you in the long run, so don't mark up your body just for fun. Do what you do, but do it with discretion. The ink that you are can teach us all a lesson. What's the link to your ink? Better think before you ink. What's the link to your ink? Better think before you ink. What's the link to your ink? Better think before you ink. What's the link to your ink? Better think.
For you, do you think it's a hindrance to a job? Having tattoos
is
a
a hindrance
stigma
to the job depending on where you have your tattoos at. You know, if you have concealable tattoos, you can get a job. I mean, because they ain't gonna see them. You know, but if you got tattoos all over your face, all over your hands, depending on what job you go, you ain't gonna get it. And that's not just with us. You know what I'm saying? White people deal with that. You know, even rappers deal with that. When it comes to getting big business deals, they can't. They gonna play the bad. It goes against them. Like that's why 50 Cent took his tattoos off. You know what I'm saying? Before you do something, you have to understand what you're gonna do is gonna affect you for the rest of your life. And that's not just with tattoos. That's with anything. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it might sound sweet now, but when you get 28, you got 3 kids. You know what I'm saying? You gonna wish you had a good job. You know, so you always want to think about it like that.
Okay.
I'm gonna start off saying my ideology of tattoos is it's an art form. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't say it's a sin. It is all upon your whatever belief you got. But like if I was to say right now, I think I might have waited and did my upper arms versus my lower arms. But also, I do tattoos. I made that decision when I was 19. This is what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life. I got tattoos on my legs, my arms. I don't even have them on my upper arms where you can cover because I already made the decision that if I was gonna I had a job from 14 to 21. I still had a job while I was tattooing, but I was limited to like fast food. I couldn't be in your face. But a lot of my tattoos, like, all right, this arm right here is me learning to tat. I feel like you're not going to be able to use no stencil paper and say ow because you ain't going to know how deep you is. This arm, I'm left-handed. I didn't do myself, but it's a tribute to my dad who died, and I got one on my face, but it's probably the only one on my face is after my cousin got shot. But also at the same time is after I made the decision to do tattoos for the rest of my life, and when it was healing, I scratched it so it'd be light. So you really have to stare at my face. I got my chest, my back, my legs, one right above my knee, but it's all really after I made the decision.
Military
tattoos in life.
point of view. What is your concept from the military and the link to your ink?
Military point of view, they getting stricter each year on artwork. My thing is hide them the best way you can, you know. But me personally, with my ink, you can see some of them you can't see. At the same time, I'm in uniform, so my full uniform you won't even tell if I have a tattoo. But PT uniforms you might see a few, but that's just we exercising, we getting our bodies in shape to do our duty. So me personally, my tattoos help express myself. You know, each of them means something.
What's the word that you mentioned? You have mentioned the word about tattoos. It's about what?
Taboo.
I think you said a word. You were talking about the word presentation or something.
That was about how you present it, how you present yourself. If you have tattoos in areas that are not, say, concealed, such as on your arm and on your leg, exposed just in general. If you have tattoos exposed in general, you know what I'm saying, it messes up the presentation of where you might work in an interview or what people might think about you. But depending on how you act or you present yourself in that particular moment depends on an effect, you know what I'm saying, the effect that it might have on your your job application, pretty much.
A lot of young people today, between the ages of, say, maybe 14, 15, 16, they make decisions that are going to affect them for the rest of your life. Is there any decision about any of your artwork or your ink that maybe you thought about, I should have waited a little bit more?
I say just on my placement, but like I said, when I made the decision to do all these tattoos, I had already made my decision to do tattoos for life. But I say, if I really sat back and thought about it, I probably would
Okay, now I'm gonna ask this quick question. Somebody, women, females, and ink. Somebody have an opinion?
I like women with tattoos, but too many. Like, you got some girls who tatted all more than guys are. That's like, I mean, that's kind of like, to me, come off as an aggressive female. You know what I'm saying? When you see a female got too many piercings in their face, tattoos everywhere, tats with breast milk. You know what I'm saying? On they, like,
I done seen the eyes right here, like tatted up. That's
Huh? Over there?
too many, like a couple, but not too many.
I'm put it like this.
What? Okay.
My sister got almost a sleeve, but she in college. She was in the National Guard. Like, she made her moves where her tattoos would never matter about what she doing. Like my other sister, because they like tasteful. They not all across her chest and all out. They in
Okay, now, okay, so what about if the child's mother, okay, sir, the child's mother has all these tattoos and you're there as a teacher or an instructor, and they say, well, my mama got tattoos, what are you going to say?
As long as they went to the appropriate age to get the tattoos that they want, then I don't see a problem with it. You know, as long as they're just mature about the decision.
Okay, what's an appropriate age for tattoos, sir?
Appropriate age for tattoos. Well, right now,
about 16, 17.
before, like, I ain't gonna say no exact age because people mature differently. People mature differently. So after you know your career plans first, and like you know where you're going in life, and your ink won't interfere with your job, then you can decide to do that.
Okay. All right. Overall, is there ever a moment, a tattoo that you should never put on your body? Is there ever a time you should put a particular symbol in ink on your body? What?
Answer that question.
I was about to say I got the answer for that.
All right, this is what I say about that, right? It's something that I learned from my first tattoo. You never want to put a tattoo on your body unless you can look in the mirror and say, you know, this is what you'll be comfortable with 50 years from now. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you put like 2 naked women on your arm, you know, or your forearm, you might think it's cool now. And then when you have kids, you got your kids looking at the naked pictures, you know. That's something you look at in the future.
Okay, now wait a minute. You said naked pictures. All right, what's wrong with the body?
Ain't nothing wrong with the body, but I mean, like, if it's something explicit, do you really want your children
Is against gang
seeing that?
tattoos because I got homies that's in all kind of gangs, blood, crip, folk, and I don't do gang tattoos. Like, not because I don't feel like that stops business, but just in general, like my little brother wanted to get a big 6-point star on it. I told him I'll slap him because now, whether you know it or not, that man over there might be a blood, and he gonna see this 6-point star. You might be Jewish. He don't care because he gonna see a 6-point star. Now he wanna fight. I done been stopped by the police. We'll let you go if you let us take pictures of your tattoos. Now you got tattoos, and they gonna be like, yeah, well, that's gang related. He might be with them. So then they gonna start searching and doing more of an investigation than they really had to do.
So stigma is huge in relation to your ink.
I mean, back then I thought it would be worse then and then get easier now, but it's actually worse now. Like you said, police will take pictures of your tattoos. They'll actually make a gang profile of you, and then that puts you in the federal range.
They will place you in a gang that you ain't got shit to do with, even if you're not in a gang.
Okay, so do young black men suffer with that stigma because of their ink more so than young white men?
Yes, because it's like it's gangs symbols that people don't even know around here that are gang symbols. Like for a long time, you had a lot of people that know 5-point stars, so they sing rappers with them. So they put 5 stars.
Ask you, this is a very difficult question, one at a time.
Think before you ink. What's the link to your ink?
Would you ever put the name
Think before you ink.
of somebody who you thought you were in love with, and then find out y'all ain't together no more, and you got this woman's name tattooed across your forehead? Would you put a woman's name?
No, because I mean, I always knew, man, relationships don't always last forever. It's as simple as that. I mean, I might talk a girl into getting my name tattooed because I'm just a jerk like that. But you know, I mean, I wouldn't.
Would you? Okay,
I
would
got
you?
somebody's name on my finger.
Would you get
I
it?
mean-
Would you go to the effort of getting it removed?
I haven't went through the effort of getting it removed because at the time that's how I felt. But I wouldn't put my mama name on me. Personally, if you want to put your name on somebody else's name on you, and you ask me, I'm gonna tell you do it. Because when you want to get it covered up, you got to come back to me and pay me. That's just me. But in general, I learned my lesson. Like I was feeling like that for the moment. Then that moment expired, and I looked at my hand.
Would you ever get a woman's name tattooed on your body?
Nope. But I'm with him on that.
You with him? You might. Okay. Would you get a woman's name tattooed on your body?
Nah, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
No, but I got 4 right now that got my name on them.
Okay. And they all walk around with your name. Does that make you feel good?
Yeah, that made me feel
All
good.
right. Now,
I know, right?
would you
I did.
put a man's name on your body? Man.
No.
Okay. Now there is this name. Okay. Would you desire to have it removed?
I ain't gonna go through all that pain to get it removed, but I'm getting it covered up.
If you could have done it all over again, would you have gotten his name on? No. Okay, so what would you say to young ladies now about putting a guy's name on their body?
I told them not to do it because I did it when I how old was I? This was like 2008 when I got that tattoo. I thought I was in love. He was older and all of that, but they, like he said, that is how I felt at the time.
Okay.
And that's how I felt at the time. So
Okay.
that's what I did. But yeah, it's been covered up.
All right. What?
He got your name on him?
No, because I told him.
Okay, wait a minute. Said no. That was
I
a
told
no.
him not to do it after I had got mine done. Because after I got mine done, I was like, why did I?
Name on his hand.
Okay.
He was like, man, we fell out. So I put R.I.P. I was dumb enough to put it on top of it. She dead in my mind, so I put R.I.P. on top of it. I guess you can say the relationship dead, but I'm, like he said, I'm a jerk. I'm just R.I.P. Take a picture and send it to you. You like this tat? R.I.P. I just added, yeah.
You're one of the last people, like myself. We have no ink. We haven't done the ink thing. Why haven't you done the ink thing? Huh?
My job.
Your job? What about your job?
Nah, I mean, I don't want to be like, you know what I'm saying, that image or whatnot.
Okay, but I mean, there's your
People be-
chest. Would you ever get a woman's name tattooed on you?
Don't make that.
Yeah. No one wants to speak. Hell no.
Oh, okay. All right. So you have no ink. It's not
I mean, I'm
any.
gonna eventually get some.
Eventually. So you're waiting to the what?
So I get a job, a better job.
A better job. Okay. All
I
right.
don't think tattoos for everybody. Like, I mean, when I started getting tattoos, it wasn't a trend, and I liked it like that because you know it made me individualized from other people. But now everybody's getting tattoos, and I mean everybody, even people, mama going back and getting tattoos.
Say it again.
I said your body is your temple and you shot that.
People get tattoos for image. 'Cause, all right, you got people who glorify certain things. All right, people be like, not Wiz, because Wiz he's just a stoner hippie. He's like Jimi Hendrix. But Wayne went back and got tattoos on top of tattoos on top. And people be like, oh, well, Wayne tatted up, man. I'm trying to be like Wayne and get I want to get tattoos on my eyelids. Personally, I ain't going to do it till I'm about like 89 and about to die, because it won't really matter then. But, like, it's certain things you just got to hold off on. You just... Poise, patience pays off, as I was once told.
What you say? Say it again.
Poise, patience pays
Somebody
off.
asked me, so you trying to tell God he wrong if you made in God's image? You trying to tell God he's wrong?
Yeah, ain't that a sin?
No, I'm just adding to his creativity.
Yeah, I'm decorating.
I'm telling you, 'cause I really had somebody go, I'm talking about everything you can say. They was like, do you trying to say God's wrong because you were supposed to be? I'm just
But
telling
if
you now.
that's the case, ain't nobody supposed to have no
See what I'm
tattoos,
saying?
ain't nobody supposed to have
It's
no
religious tattoos before
If that's-
Jesus was here.
Yeah. And they had hammers and needles.
Yeah, if you look at a lot
you
of
related to that, then yeah.
old Indians and all that, they had tattoos.
Yeah.
Exactly. I believe in God, but I'm not.
They the ones with the Hindu.
Yeah,
And
is that they don't even it's not even a scalpel, it's not a knife,
it's
just
like a
burn
nail.
it.
Yeah. I want to get one of them.
What was the things that
Where they
you
hit it with
squeezed
the
ink out of
Yeah.
that we was using?
Oh, henna. Henna.
The
Indians
ink.
have used
Yeah,
henna.
it don't
Henna
matter.
dye. You can use the henna
I'd rather-
dye, and it
I
goes
know
away
how it's
after
gonna
a
feel
while.
to get a tattoo, not the pain. You want to see how you gonna get treated with a tattoo? Get a henna tattoo in a weird ass place, like all out in the open.
Yeah.
That'll show you how people will feel about your tattoos.
Right. I had henna tattoos on my hands, all up, and people thought, "Mama G, you all right?"
Tattoos are ridiculous, but I think that's just the mindset that Western European civilization put in people's heads. Because in all these other countries, for thousands of years, people have been getting tattoos. That's just a reason for that. And you know, I think that's just a part of the human evolution of doing things like that.
I believe that body
that's
art
just-
is personally a form of expression. The tattoo you're looking at is what I want to get to express my heritage of Asian descent. I personally believe that if you get your tattoos right and you have a great way of expressing yourself, it can be a beautiful thing.
Tell me, what got you into the art of tattooing?
What got me into the art of tattooing was a change of lifestyle, a job that has no boss. There are rules, but there's no boss. Being able to live at will.
Okay. Is it appropriate? I understand that people who might be Christian or in specific religions say that tattooing isn't correct. What's your opinion on that?
I'm a Christian, and most Christians I know have tattoos. So I think that there are some Christians, there's some skeptics, there's some people who believe that tattoos are some form of taboo. If they look correctly, if you research and you look up, you'll find out where it actually comes from.
Okay. What is the tattoo that everybody seems to want? Is there a specific type?
Well, there are a few in circulation that everybody sees the one. Well, number one I think that everyone gets is their mama name, or another one is hearts, stars, things of that nature. Simple things.
Here we have one of your personal tattoos. Can you give us a little background on it?
Yes, this tattoo, Bob Marley, was done by tattoo artist Ill Will during my tattoo apprenticeship. Bob Marley represents a time when my family was tight. We all listened to Bob Marley. My father's West Indian, he was a Rastafarian. So that's what we played in our music. So when I think of Bob Marley, I always think back to a time when it was all of us under one roof, one big family. So the tattoo to me does not represent me having another man on my arm, but it represents a time when my family
Okay,
was
would
all
you
one.
like to say something to our young people about tattooing?
You should definitely think before you ink. Your tattoo should mean something to you. And always think long term with your tattoos so that you won't have any regrets. Your tattoos should represent your life, your memories, your joy, your pains, your changes, and the things that make you. Because
Okay.
it's expressing what's on the inside.
What's the link to your ink? Better think before you tattoo. Once it hits your skin, ain't no way you coming back through unless you laser them off or cover them up from the people who can see other than a place to be where they are accepted. You can get rejected at a place of business where the boss don't respect it. You can lose a job opportunity easy depending on where the tattoos are. So please be careful what you ink. It can hurt you in the long run. So don't mark up your body just for fun. Do what you do, but do it with discretion. The ink that you are can teach us all a lesson. What's the link to your ink? Better think before you ink. What's the link to your ink? Better think before you ink. What's the link to your ink? Better think before you ink. What's the link to your ink? Better think before